Alabama has a top-ranked defense. We're all ready for that. But a top-ranked offense also? That we got to talk about right here, 15 seconds. Herb and Rodg coming at you tonight with a nice video. It's summertime, Rodg. You know, we got don't have a lot to talk about, excuse me. So, hey, whatever somebody throws out a list, we get to break it down. So
take advantage of it. Yes.
Definitely take advantage of it. Please, if you're checking out this video, subscribe to the channel, help us out. We're on our way to 500. We'd appreciate it. And give us some feedback, good or bad. You know, leave us a comment. Let us know what you like.
Let us know in the comments exactly what you like, what you want to see from us. Anything that'll help us out. We love the constructive criticism, and we'll keep it going from there. So we appreciate it.
Yeah. More shirtless Herb, just let us know. We got you.
Oh gosh.
So Rodg, let's just jump right into it. Okay.
Yep.
Had a PFF list. We've been following a bunch of their stuff. You know, we've seen the top rated safety duo, the top rated, you know, one of the best defenses, wide receiving core, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? And then they drop another list. There's 4 teams that have a top 5 offense and defense as rated by PFF before the season starts. Let's just jump right into it. First, were you surprised at the 4 teams?
I was surprised. Okay, that's a good question. I was surprised that starting from left to right, I was surprised we made it for offense. I was not surprised.
We'll save that one. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Not surprised at Clemson. I'm hearing, obviously, you know, offensively, they got Cade Klubnik coming back. He's supposed to be one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the country, and I think that's well-deserved. Had a good season last year. He's put in some good work at Clemson over his tenure. Defense as well. Clemson's got some returning starters in defense, so they're going to be highly packed there. Penn State is always that team that's kind of iffy for me. I've never been too high on Penn State and what they bring to the table, but we know offensively Drew Aller is getting really, really good regards. Good comments on Drew Aller. Apparently, he's supposed to have a really, really big 2025 season and then enter the draft.
He's definitely getting older. So
definitely getting older. That too. And then of course we have Texas. We've already seen that they've got enough returners. And I think when you look at all the Power 4 teams regarding returners, just overall, Texas ranks, I think, 1 or 2 with overall returning production on the field. I think they're actually number 1, to be honest with you. And then, of course, offensively, their hype is all around Arch Manning, and we'll see what he can do later on in the season.
Yeah, I actually think along the line they've lost a lot, and then you said new quarterbacks. So I thought they were lower returning production, but hey, this ain't a Texas video. I know somebody will correct that in the comments. Get to your main point, though, right? We don't even have that much to talk about the defense. We've been talking about it. We've been hyping them up. This is what we expected.
Yes.
How surprised were you with that number 4 offense for Alabama?
Extremely surprised. Now, from an Alabama fan's perspective, we look at our roster and we look at everything on paper, and we know that this offense has the capability of being one of the top 5 offenses in the country, but we still have to see it on paper. I mean, we still have to see it on the field. Again, when you just look at the roster, you look at the names like Ty Simpson, Jeremy Bernard, Isaiah Horton, Ryan Williams, Parker Brailsford, Jaden Roberts, Caden Proctor, Jam Miller, Richard Miller, so forth, so on. All these names can come together and produce one of the best looking offenses in the country, but I have to see it on the field first. So with that being said, if we were top 10, I'm okay with that, but being top 4 offense definitely surprised me.
Yep. And you called him Richard Miller. I'm gonna give the man his props. It is Richard Young. So
I thought I said Jam Miller and Richard Young. My apologies.
No, you said Jam Miller and Richard Miller like they were brothers.
My bad.
They might be.
Hey, they're gonna be brothers. They're gonna be brothers now that they're in University of Alabama together. So hey.
There you go. I love it. Roll Tide. No, I mean you hit it there. Let's kind of go by positions when you're talking about the offensive line. We know we have the number 1 ranked in PFF, but we've got to see it. There's a lot of still question marks where Formby kind of fits in. Proctor has been a little inconsistent at times, much better, I guess, in the run game than pass the time. I think your only real, Roberts, can he stay healthy over there? Yeah. I think Brailsford is really your anchor there, and the only one you kind of feel like 1,000% of. Wide receiver, you're covered. Let's just say
we're legit. We're legit. We're legit right there. And I just feel like from the wide receiver core, there are just going to be threats all over the field. When you got Ryan Hollywood Williams, Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard, the list goes on and on and on. Don't forget, we still have Cole Adams, Jalen Hill, and Mbakwe wherever he gets to fit into the police.
You're just trying to throw Mbakwe into the mix, aren't you?
I would love to see him get some playing time, but I'm not a coach on the field, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But you got Latsir Brooks, Derek Meadows, all those guys out there. So the list goes on and on and on. Ty Simpson's going to have enough threats out there, and then tight ends. Okay, go ahead.
And so to that part right there, though, I don't know how you can rank it that high with a huge question mark at quarterback. Right. That's where it starts, and Ty has not been a starter yet, so that's why it's interesting to me. And I know people say, Arch over there, and they've got number 3 at Texas. Well, I can only speak on Bama because that's where we're at, So I'm surprised that with Ty Simpson, and then the running back room. I love Jam Miller. I love Richard Young. But they didn't have the production last year because they lost a lot of carries. Let's be honest, right?
That's true.
And then the last thing that you're going to have to address, Rog, the tight end room. We've got about 8 tight ends, but all of them are so banged up.
Yeah, we have that many tight ends, but we only got one football. And then with everybody else on the field offensively, Ty's just going to have so many different options. But we even saw last year that when our tight ends were open, when they got the ball, they could score a touchdown or get a first down. So they're going to be out there, and they're going to be available, and they're going to be just as much as a threat as everybody else.
And who's your boy? Who's your favorite?
Quavo, Josh Cuevas, aka Quavo. Hope my boy gets some a lot of playing time and a lot of yards this year. So
future Miami
got good hands, big boy. He's good. If he goes to Miami, I'll take him. Definitely.
Yeah. So with those, and I know people are talking like Alabama. They're probably looking at me and say, "What? Why are you bringing this stuff up? Why aren't you just taking the rating?" No. To me, does this offense have the ability to be a top 5? Absolutely. Do I think we'll finish as a top 5? Absolutely. Yes. Would I rank us as the number 4 offense right now? I just wouldn't, Raj. I have to be honest with myself. With those question marks there, and the only kind of proven commodity really being some of your line and wide receiver, I would not have been surprised if we had been ranked lower. That's basically what I'm saying about this one.
I'm thinking more along the lines of like a top 10, and maybe this is a list that we should probably revisit maybe midway through the season after we've seen us go through a couple of games, and then we'll give them even more props to the offense and the defense because it'll definitely be noted. But as of right now, to Herb's point, I'm thinking more top 10, and that's perfectly fine with me. But seeing us as high as number 4 offense is very, very interesting, but we appreciate the praise. So
definitely. And if somebody's just going to watch this video, you know what they're going to take away, right? Herb said that the offense is going to be terrible. Not what I'm saying.
We did not say that.
Not what I'm saying. I think Ty will be fine. I think that we'll get a little health in the tight end room. I think those guys will be utilized, like you said. I think Jam's going to eat, but the more I watch Richard Young, I'm kind of getting excited for him too as well. So.
So let me ask you this question right quick. Do you think that Pro Football Focus gave us this rating based on us having 14 returning starters on offense and what they bring to the field? Or is it just what PFF thinks we're going to do or what we're capable of?
I think the offensive line rating carried a lot of weight with them because they just rated, however they did their grading, they rated out well with them. Right. And I think the wide receiver room carried a lot of weight.
Yes.
And then, without having access to their full thing, I'd love to see where Jam Miller kind of sits at to see if he kind of bolster that. But I believe those 2 units kind of carried the day for us. And then they figured, Ty was a former 5-star, so he can get it done. And then the tight end room, like I said, we have so many that all you need is somebody to emerge a little bit and you'll be fine. That's where I think it came from.
I agree. And I think it's because Pro Football Focus rates players based on their individual value on every single play during the game. So whether they're touching the ball, whether they're not touching the ball. For example, if Ty hands it off to Jam Miller and he goes to the right, and then Caden Prodigy's over here blocking on the left, is Caden's blocking over here on the left, helping Jam get some open space to the right, so forth and so on. So they're rating each player based on their individual value on every single play. during the game. And with that being said, I guess they have a really, really high perspective on the University of Alabama football team and what each player, offensively and defensively, is going to bring to the field in the 2025 season.
Yeah. Which was explain why my ranking is a 9.9. So I mean, because I pretty much bring it every play. So
you do.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So definitely going to end there, man. Like I said, happy to see the ranking. If Alabama lives up to that, then we know it's a great season. And that's honestly what I'm looking forward to, too. Rod, did you want to throw out real quick what's an underrated name that you're looking forward to with this Alabama offense?
Underrated name for the Alabama offense.
Somebody who's not being talked about enough.
Okay, well, this is a name that he's been talked about a little bit, but I'm not sure how much or to what extent. But I'm going to go with Rico Scott. I think Rico Scott, and it's a name I actually just didn't mention when I was talking about the wide receiver core, but I think Rico Scott's got some good size, good length. He's got some good hands. He caught that amazing pass from Austin Mack last year that I speak so highly of during the Mercer game. I think Rico Scott has the potential to be a standout on this team. It's just going to come down to whether or not he's going to be able to get the production on the field based on the receivers coming ahead of him. You know, Hollywood Williams, Isaiah Hort, Jeremy Bernard, and where does Rico Scott kind of fit into the mix? But to answer the question, I would love to see him get a lot of touches on the ball this year, get a couple 100 yards receiving. It's possible, maybe a few touchdowns here and there.
Yeah, Raj, I think that's a great place, and that is a great name and somebody to look forward to, folks.
Yes,
appreciate you tuning in with us. Like, subscribe, hit us here, hit us over on TikTok as well, and we'll be bringing more great content to you for the Herb and Rodg Podcast. Out, roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.